guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. A great big shout out to my channel members for supporting my channel. Thank you. All right, in this edition of Poet Spice's Crack the Vault, I will be making a little DIY notebook, and I've shown this in a craft project before, but I actually am in need of one. So I thought, well, let me film this again and show you guys. I will be giving you sizes, but honestly, this whole endeavor for our monthly Crack the Vault Stash Dive video series is basically just to use what you have. And so I will show you how to create one, and then you can size up or down based on the products that you have and the needs that you have. But again, it's irrelevant to the completion of this. It really is just more what I need it for. Now, Poet Spice is hosting this, and there's a whole bunch of other creative people down in the description box. Go ahead and check out their monthly Crack the Vault edition, and they are super talented, and I highly recommend that you check them out. All right, so I was gifted this paper pad actually by Poet last year for my birthday, so I will be using a sheet of this. Again, whether you're using a 12 by 12 and you're cutting it down, an 8 by 8, a 6 by 6, again, use what you have. So I've got a sheet here. I have a bunch of these traveler's notebooks. Now in the past, I've actually just used copier paper, but we are out of that. So I'm just gonna use what I have on hand. I was gifted some amazing journaling things from my friend Andy. In another video, I'll actually talk about some of those things as well. I've got some double-sided tape, and I've got just a regular stapler. Now, I do have also a long line stapler, and you certainly can use that, but I find more often than not, more people will have a regular stapler than that long line version. So for this, we're going to do a little bit of folding and a little bit of cutting. I'm just going to fold it in half. Again, it's an 8 by 8, so this will be a 4 by 8 if I left it as is. But because I know the depth of this here is just shy of 4 inches, I'm going to cut this down. So I'm going to leave the height, but I'm going to cut this down to 7 inches wide. So it's 1/2 inch. And if I look at this, it's 7 boxes across. So it's 3.5 by 8 or 7 by 8. Now for this here, again, this is just a traveler's notebook size, got it from Amazon. The style, the paper, whatever is all irrelevant to me. It's paper. So I'm gonna just take a few sheets of this. I opened up the staplers. I will close them back up so I can use this again. And then I will cut this down as well. So I want this a little narrower than the actual outside cover. So if that one was cut at 3.5, this one will be cut at 3 1/4. And then for the height, because it's 8 tall, and how tall is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So this is like 8 1/4. I'm going to cut off 1/2 inch, and I'll see how it looks like on the inside. Now I could use an X-Acto knife and a ruler. I could use a scissor, but I'm really bad at cutting straight lines with those, so I just use my paper cutter. But if we butt it up right against the fold, there's just a little bit of an edge, tops and bottoms, and there's a little bit of an edge on the outside, and that's perfect for me. I am not creating heirlooms, so if it isn't going to be absolute perfection, I'm okay with that. However, I do want the staples in a particular way, so I'm actually going to just hold on to it reasonably well and then staple from the outside in. And I'll actually do one from the inside out and tell you why I would use either method. All right, so if I'm just using this as a standalone notebook, then I would staple from the outside in, because I don't want those prongs, those tines or whatever they're called, to catch on anything on the outside like this potentially could. However, if I were creating this for a traveler's notebook where there is elastic involved, then that's why I would staple from the inside out, because then I know that the elastic that's going to hold this in place is not going to get caught on those tines. So you definitely want to do your stapling based on how you're going to be using your notebook. Now, this is not going to be problematic for me. It's just going to be a notebook for me. I'm not giving this away or selling it or anything, but I did want to show you why I do things in a particular way. And then you could leave it as is. Again, it's not an heirloom. It's not something you're going to keep forever. At least I wouldn't. I could just leave it blank, although I did get this nice little set. It all came in a package here. And it has papers, it has stickers, it has some embellishments. And my friend Annette, in I think the last Hobonichi Weeks video, asked why some of the sets come with washi tape as well, or washi tape stickers, as well as some scrapbook paper. And I think these are meant for either scrapbooks or like journals, junk journals, regular journals. And so like these here, this is like a postcard. Are these kiss cut? This is a whole sheet, because it's sticker, but the individual seal isn't cut. But some of these are stickers, some of these are paper. And so for anything that's paper, I would just use it as such and just add some double-sided tape. So I'm never fussed if it's sticky or not. I mean, obviously, if it's sticker backed, it just makes it a lot easier, but I always know there's ways around it. But I just use it as a layering piece. And we'll cut off one of these. Again, it's unfortunate that it's not individually cut out, but again, it doesn't need to be. There's always a way around things. And because I'm going to be layering this on top of that, I just want to cut around so there's not too much showing. If there is a little bit, that's okay. Okay, and we've got our little seal there. We could add more by way of additional embellishments, but I have this Tim Holtz Chit Chat sticker book that has just a bunch of random words, and so we're going to add some random words. So think, or think or show. What does that mean? I don't know, but it's interesting looking and it takes up some of the space and it just looks more like a composition. Now I have created some other ones in that same style. This one says, find another place around the story. What does that mean? Who even knows? And then this is the one that I actually created that I'm going to be using in my Hobonichi Weeks. Now the size of this one is, I cut down one of those sheets to 6 by 6, and then the inner is 5.5 wide by 5.75 high, just because. For my Hobonichi, it fits into one of these Moterm pockets. In fact, this is the last one that I have, but this one I've used to write down notes when I am editing my videos. And as you can see, it is all full up. So I'm actually going to toss this here and replace it. And I like having something that is this small because it's portable and it fits right into it. Plus it's not that big. It's not precious to me. So if for any reason I lose it, that's fine. But that's why I created that one. But I think this would be a really interesting gift if you size it the size that you wanted, and then you added a sticker sheet, like something like this if it were full, and a pen, and gave it as a small gift or a favor to a coworker, to a teacher, to a classmate. If you are doing craft sales at like a craft fair, I don't know where my words are today. I think this could be really interesting. Just one of these and a pen. Buy your pens in bulk from Sam's or Costco or at the Dollar Tree if you have one of those where you're at. Sell this for like $1, $1.50, $2, and you can mass produce this, especially if you already have a bunch of paper. You have copier paper, because again, it can be expensive if you're buying notebooks to create notebooks, and then just selling it as a nice little gift set. If you wanted to, you could round the corners. I have a corner rounder. I have no idea where I put it, so whatever. But it does make it really simple. As you can see, the sizes are based on what you have or what you need. I think they're very elegant looking, but you can make it with very vibrant paper. You don't have to use the Tim Holtz stickers. It's really just making it as extensive or as simple as you want, and just using up your stash. The entire reason why we're doing this year-long collaboration. All right, guys, I'd love to know what you think, and if you have or will be creating any of these notebooks, let me know in the comment section below. All right, well, that's it for me for now, and as always, aloha.